YouTube, how's it going? Welcome back to Bananas Epic Gaming. And today, a part of the 31 Days of Halloween, we're going to be ranking, or doing a tier list, not ranking, the early 2000s, late 1990s teen slasher horror movies. The best of the best to Time to Die, which means I don't like it. Or if I haven't seen it, I won't rank it. I won't tier it. First up is Scream. Scream, arguably the best of the best. Scream 1 gave the shot of adrenaline, the shot of life that the horror franchise needed. And Scream 5 is coming out in a couple months, and I cannot wait. Scream 2, one of the better sequels for a horror movie, and it still holds up to this day. Scream 1 and 2 are tremendous, while Scream 3, not so much. Wishmaster is an okay horror movie. Wasn't my favorite, but I personally enjoyed it the first time watching it. You guys should give it a watch if you haven't seen it. I Know What You Did Last Summer. The first one is the best of the best, man. Jennifer Love Hewitt, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Freddie Prinze Jr. Great cast in my mind. And they are getting a TV show on TV series on Amazon Prime. It's not this cast. It's a new cast. But I'm interested to see how the I Know What You Did Last Summer TV series does. Will it be better than Scream, the TV series? Or will it be below Scream, the TV series? Only a couple more weeks. Urban Legend. The first Urban Legend, top tier. I loved it. Second one, The third one, no. I still Know What You Did Last Summer is a decent sequel. Some may not like this movie, but I personally do. I thought the I Know What You Did Last Summer 2 movies were good. The third one, to me, never happened. The third one was just awful. James from Dead Meat, he can agree with me on that one. Is that Brad Chucky? No. I wasn't a fan of this movie, but it's not the worst Chucky movie, but it's not the best. This movie could have been a lot better, in my mind. Psycho with, I think this is with Vince Vaughn. I didn't like it. I thought that this was, still to this day, one of the worst horror movie remakes out there. And if they ever attempt to remake Psycho again, I hope they do a better job, especially nowadays. I have not seen this movie. I haven't seen Phantoms. And I haven't seen this. Halloween H2O. Halloween H2O is one of the best Michael Myers sequels. Yes, they did scrub clean 4, 5, and 6. Even though 4, 5, and 6 were not that bad. Well, 6 wasn't that bad. 5 was just awful. But 4 was a really good sequel, in my mind. If they do ever attempt to go back and finish that timeline, I would like to see them do it. And I would pay to see them do it. Maybe even act, because I am an actor now. The Facility. I thought The Facility was an okay horror movie when it came out. Josh Hart in it. I believe this is the same time frame as Halloween H2O. So he was like getting a lot of roles. but I think this is his better movie. If you haven't seen The Facility, I won't tell you what it's about, so you can see it for yourself. I haven't seen that movie. Carry the Rage, I thought was an awful sequel. Sorry, I'm hearing things. And I have not seen that. Final Destination. If you know me, I've said Final Destination is one of my top 25, top 50 horror movies. The first one, at least. And if they do make another one, because there's been talks of them making another one about like first responders, paramedics, firefighters, and cops, I would like to see that. But they nicely wrapped everything up with the last one, because the last one takes place before this one. But this is the best one in my mind. Urban Legends, The Final Cut, I thought was an okay horror movie. Not the best, but not the worst. I haven't seen this one. Joyride, from what I can remember about Joyride, I thought it was a decent horror movie. Because I can't remember that much about it. I know Paul Walker's in it. And I'm having a hard time remembering because I watched this years and years ago. Up next is going to be Scream 3. Scream 3 is the black sheep of the Scream franchise. I thought it was good, but it wasn't the best. It could have been better. If we would have got the original Scream 3, I thought it could be up there with the other two. But life happens, tragedies happen, and this is the one that we got. It's not the worst horror movie, but it's not the best. Jeepers Creepers, I enjoyed the first Jeepers Creepers. I don't approve what the director did in his past, but this is a tremendous horror movie that came out in the early 2000s, and it's still creepy to this day. And it's also getting a reboot sometime this year or like early next year called Jeepers Creepers Reborn. Halloween Resurrection, well, some people don't like it. I personally didn't really mind it. I thought it was a different take, and I was willing to watch it. But they should not have killed Laurie Strode off that quick in Halloween Resurrection. Cabin Fever. I liked Cabin Fever. I recently watched the other two. A part of my watching one horror movie a day. I personally didn't mind it. Going back rewatching the first one and watching this remake, this one is still the best one out of the series in my mind. This one's gonna give me a lot of hate. Freddy vs. Jason. A cut above the rest. Freddy vs. Jason had so much promise. This came out when I was, I think, in 4th or 5th grade. I was in elementary school when this came out, and I remember going to the theater with my brother and seeing this. This could have been a lot better. A lot better. If New Line Cinema had the rights to the old Friday the 13th, so they could have brought Tommy back. Or they could have brought somebody back from Freddy's past. But instead we get Laurie, somebody we've never met before. That's one of my gripes about that movie. Wrong Turn, the original Wrong Turn. I personally thought it was a good movie. It was okay. But the sequels, as they came out throughout the years, it ruined the legacy of that movie for me. And the remake completely ruined it. The Final Destination 2 is the best Final Destination sequel. I've said it once and I'll say it again in my mind. I enjoyed how Death was working backwards to tie up all the loose ends. And I enjoyed some of the kills in this one. And last but not least, Valentine. Valentine's is a cheesy horror flick about Valentine's Day. I'm not gonna tell you what it's about and all that, because if you haven't seen Valentine, it's worth a watch in my mind. It's not the best horror movie, but it's also not the worst. And that's a pretty star-studded cast from people that were young in Hollywood back then that are decent slash big names now. Or a couple of them are kind of big names. And that is going to be the ranking. Let me know what you think. Do you agree with me? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys on the next one.